Today I want to talk to you guys about your brain. We talk to your teachers all the time about your brains, and your parents know a lot about your brains, but we don't talk to you guys very often about your brains. And so I want to share a few things with you today that I think will really help you understand your brains a little bit better and hopefully help you when you're in the classroom and when you're at home. Ready? Okay, your brain has three parts that we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about your survival state, your emotional state, and your executive state. Okay, so I want everybody to do this. This is going to be your brain. We're going to imagine that your hand is your brain. Now, I've written some things on this hand to help you remember. Okay, so here's your brain. This is your survival state right here. The palm of your hand is going to represent your survival state. Now, when you're in your survival state, this is when you might feel really angry. This is when you might lose control sometimes. You might be mad and you might hurt somebody around you, or you might make a mistake and yell something mean at somebody. This is your survival state. You're having a hard time understanding what's going on in your life and controlling your emotions and controlling your body because you're upset. This is your upset state right here, okay? So your survival state is the palm of your hand. Now, this right here, this is your emotional state, okay? So your thumb is going to come over. Now, it connects to your survival state, but this is a little bit different. When you're in your emotional state, you might cry. You might need to, you might separate yourself from the group because you don't want to talk to anybody. You might even do what we call shutting down, which means that you might kind of cover your head or put your head down and you might not talk to anybody. That's your emotional state. You're having a hard time dealing with what's going on, and you're showing some different emotions like sadness and frustration. Okay, so we're going to close our emotional state over here. Now, the last state we have here is our executive state. You see that? Now, these fingers represent our executive state because they can go over and they can cover our survival state and our emotional state. When our executive state is covered over our other states, that means that we're in control. That means that our body can think clearly and we can make good decisions because we're calm and we're composed. Okay, so when that executive state is covered, we don't see the survival state or the emotional state anymore. Now, let's talk about why that's important to understand. So you all can do this. You can hold your hand up to represent your brain, and you can cover your emotional state, and then you can bring your executive state down. But why is it important that we understand our brain this way? Well, when we're in our survival state and we're angry or we're upset and we are not in control of our body and we're not in control of the words that we use, we are not being safe. We are not making good choices a lot of times, and we need to get to our emotional state and then get to our executive state so that we can learn and treat people kindly and make good choices. So how are we going to get from our survival state, from upset, how are we going to get from there to here? These are the things that we've been teaching you. So in your class, you might do breathing exercises. You might do your balloon breathing. You might do bubble breathing. You might do the drain breathing where you hold really tight and then you let it go. Any of those breathing exercises, those are going to help you get from your survival state to your emotional state. What else can you do? You think of anything? Maybe you need to take a break. Maybe you need to go to your safe spot in your classroom or to your composure corner and take a few minutes to calm down to be able to get to your next state. Now, once you've got into your emotional state, we still need to get to our executive state. What might we need to do then? Maybe it means you need to have a talk with your teacher. Okay, that can help us with our emotions. Maybe it means you might need to talk to me or Miss Bewley or Miss Voss to help you deal with those emotions that you're struggling with. If you're really sad or you're really upset or you're angry or you're closed off and you don't want to talk to anybody, sometimes having that connection with a grown-up can help. You might also take some time to have a connection with someone in your class. Maybe you need to talk to a friend about what's going on. That could help too. So we're trying to get to our executive state. Can you think of anything else that you could do to get to your executive state? What helps you when you're upset or when you're emotional? What helps you calm down and be able to get to that state where everything is covered and you can be composed and calm and you can focus on your work because you're thinking clearly and you're in control of your body? What helps you? Turn and share with a neighbor something that helps you get to your executive state when everything is covered. I hope you got some good ideas on how to get to your executive state. So just to review, I want you to hold your hand up with me. This is your brain. Say, this is my brain. This is your survival state when you're upset. Say, survival state. This is your emotional state when you are showing your emotions. Maybe you're having sadness. Maybe you're needing to take a break. Say, emotional state. And finally, this is your executive state. When you're in executive state, you can think clearly, you're in control of your body, and you're in control of your words. Say executive state. And cover it, and say, I'm in control. Great job.